Hey guys, this is Hazel, and today we're in the loop with Tanatsa Chilundo, who plays Irene on Wadiwa Wepa Moyo. So Tanatsa, tell us a bit about yourself.
Ooh, that's such a vague question. What do you want to know? Okay, my name is Tanatsa Chilundo. I am 21. I love media, everything to do with television, cameras. I love to sing. I love to dress up. I like aesthetics. Yeah, I don't know. What else did you like to know?
Okay. So you recently have been the name all over the internet, Irene. Tell us about landing that role. How was that like for you? How did you land that big role? Have you been acting before?
Okay, so I didn't act in anything before Wadiwa. I was, in my room, acting for myself in the mirror, and I saw the flyer that said they were looking for a character who was around 21. So I went for the audition. I was very nervous. And then they called me back. So
that's awesome. Did you at all expect that it would end up this big, blow up so much?
Not at all. I mean, people were saying it, but I don't know. I think when you're in the situation, you don't think like that. Like, I'm sure if, like, when you're watching the first season and you're seeing the numbers, you're like, oh my gosh, these guys are going to blow up. But when people are telling you that you're the one who's going to blow up, I don't know. I didn't believe it.
Okay, so how are you dealing with the fame now? How are you handling it? Has it set in yet, or you're still processing?
I'm still processing. I think it's exciting, but it's overwhelming. Because now there are people who are watching. Like, I feel like for my social media, for example, I've become very conscious of what I'm posting or what I'm saying, where before, it was just me and people that I somewhat know. So now it's just a bit more, I don't know, I'm more aware of who's paying attention to what I'm doing.
So tell us a bit about, people want to know about personal stuff, how Zimbabweans are. Tell us a bit about that, starting from the little things like your hobbies.
My hobbies. Okay, like I said, I like to sing. I like drawing, but I haven't done it in a while, so I don't know, my hand is trying to get used to doing it again, but that's something I enjoy. I enjoy taking pictures. As vain as it sounds, I'm really good at taking pictures of myself.
I can attest to that.
Yeah, I mean, like doing things like makeup, like you're good at it because you know your eyebrows and your so I enjoy doing that. I enjoy hanging out with friends, with my family, and watching YouTube. Yeah, that's my thing.
So this is not a very conventional career. Most people are accustomed to black parents saying, go to school, go be a doctor, go do sciences. How much of an impact have your parents had on this journey? How supportive are they, and how does that help you?
My family is very supportive, but I feel like the fear of it being an unconventional career made it, I don't know, difficult to invest in. Like, a lot of the time I had to make sure I had stable ground. So going to study journalism and media makes it a bit more safe. So I could do drama on the side, but you need a plan B or something. So, but I feel like now that they've seen what I can do, they understand, where it could go.
Oh, okay. You said you studied journalism and media?
Yes.
Okay. Where was that? When was that? And how much of an impact does that have on your acting now? Because looking at comments, people have been like, okay, this is it. This is a pro. They can tell that there must have been some studying going on, or you've been acting a while. So how much of an impact has that education had on this acting role?
I think there are technical things that you learn from university, like, like camera setup and lighting and things like that. But I think practicing on my own, imitating other actors and actresses, I think had more of an impact, so that when I did go to study journalism, I'd already practiced how to speak. I'd already copied the way Taraji, expresses herself. But journalism is more about like literature and writing and things like that, so it helps with your language. But I took drama and music, so I think those helped in, just thinking less and just expressing yourself. Because in journalism you have to think like how you're going to write something, how you're going to talk about the story, and drama is more about self-expression and just creative flow.
Interesting. So would you say that, is there any hope for someone who hasn't gone and studied those subjects?
Oh, definitely. I think university is a good addition to what you already know. I feel like when something is your passion, there's so many people who have passions and we all wonder why they're so good at them, and they didn't even study, or they went to uni to study something else and ended up doing something they were born to do, like their purpose. So I think it's about paying attention to what you enjoy, and obviously you need to invest in learning how to do that thing, but there's a natural instinct that comes when it's your passion. Yeah.
Interesting. You spoke about the people you look up to in the acting area. Who's that? And is it just Taraji, and what about it? What about her inspires you, and how has her career helped you, like playing out Irene and all that?
Okay, I would say Tyler Perry was the first person in that industry that I looked up to, because we used to have like the Medea collection CDs. So it just used to fascinate me. Obviously, when you're young, you don't know that he's Medea, but he's also playing Job, and he's also playing the cousin and Gigi. So when you start hearing him talk about how he creates these characters, and knowing that he's the one who writes and then directs and then acts, that to me is just admirable. So he definitely inspires me, especially because he did theater and then film as well. And then Taraji, it is her expression. Like when she acts, she really goes all in. Like you feel that character and forget that her name was Taraji in the first place. So yeah, and you can differentiate that this is Cookie, this is what's the girl from Acrimony? Yeah. So I think being able to multitask, being able to lose yourself in your work, those are the things I admire from Tyler Perry and Taraji.
Oh, okay. Are there any Zimbabwean influences that you've had in your life when it comes to acting, or is it just Western influences?
In Zim, I would say, well, we used to do a lot of drama festivals in high school. So obviously, sometimes you don't get the name of the person, but I think every day watching those people is inspiring. But I talk about her all the time, but my inspiration in general is Tammy Moyo. Okay. We went to the same school, so I was her junior. So I would watch her not just sing, but even just the way that she carried herself, I think it's just admirable. I like the idea of being free, like not worrying about what people think and just being yourself. And I think she does that very well. So yeah, okay. In terms of personality, I admire her.
Interesting. All right, so scrolling through comments on Twitter, someone was commenting on the chemistry that's there between Man Tawa and Irene, and they were like, is this just acting, or is there something there that people want to know?
Well, it's definitely just acting. I was nervous about it because I don't know. I think in any acting situation, the idea of having to pretend that you're in love or into someone just is nerve-wracking because you don't mean it, but you also have to be convincing and stuff like that. So I think that in itself is a testing of your skills. So I think it was difficult, but once you get along with the cast members and stuff, I think, yeah, it was easier.
Okay, interesting. So it seems like, and I don't know whether it's just the African culture or just African men and women in general, they have this idea that if you're acting, you can't, and you have to act roles where you're in love with someone or pretending. It has an impact or affects your relationship if you have one off screen. Okay. Is there something going on? Are you in a relationship? The people want to know.
I am in a relationship, guys.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I think you have to. Well, first, I think it was easy for me because my person is also in media, so he understood what being an actress entails. But I think also as a person, you need to set boundaries for yourself in whatever career you're going into, because there are situations where those things affect your relationship because maybe there are blurred lines within the relationships you have with your co-stars and things. So yeah, it wasn't difficult. Yeah.
Okay, because the support was there. All right, that's good.
What's next? I would really like to continue acting, but I would also like to emulate what Tyler Perry does in terms of being a scriptwriter, being a producer, also being a cameraman. I would like to, get more experience in that. But acting itself, I would like to take on more roles that are more demanding, and impactful on my own life. So I don't know, things that push me in terms of how I express myself and touching in all kinds of places in the world. Hey guys, my name is Tanatsa Chilundo. I play Irene on Wadiwa Wepa Moyo and you're watching Creative Loop TV.